Hey guys, this is me, Daniel Hutchins, and I'm back again for another late night video. We're doing another late night video, and we are talking about some stuff from our friend Cinema Blend. Yeah, Cinema Blend. Okay, so we're gonna find something to talk about on Cinema Blend, and then I'm gonna share it to you. Okay. So, first we're going to talk about Walt Disney World. Yeah, Walt Disney World. Now, I have talked about Disney World stuff on the channel before. If you long-time subscribers remember, I talked about Disney World stuff actually just several months ago, actually. During the summer, I talked about the controversy of Splash Mountain. But yeah, we're actually going to be talking about Disney World again. But today is a little different. Walt Disney World is finally bringing back daytime parades. So what has taken so long for Disneyland? Okay, parades are coming back to Disney World, guys. The parade we need is still waiting in the wings at Disneyland. We don't know what's happening at Disneyland. So, for all you people who live on the West Coast, listen up, because this is important. Because when the Disney parks reopened in their respective form after the pandemic closure, they were a fraction of their former self. Now, most of these attractions were immersive, and a lot of delicious food for all you foodies, and a lot is still missing. But any event to tend to great crowds was the reopening of the parades. Yeah, the parades. Yeah. But again, yeah, parades are coming back. Yeah, parades are coming back to Walt Disney World. But somehow, they're still waiting for Disneyland. Okay, yesterday, Walt Disney World had announced that one of the last pieces to their puzzle was a daytime parade, which is now returning to Magic Kingdom, as part of live entertainment set to arrive in Disney World in the year of 2022. It is wonderful to see all your updated festivals and fantasy parades of cool characters. It reminds us about how excellent Disneyland Parade used to be. But they're still missing out. Okay, so Magic Happens only started running in Disneyland Park until February of 2020, which meant that it only got about 2 weeks before the entire Disneyland resort shut down in the middle of March. Now, in all accounts, it's an excellent parade with remarkable floats and fun characters. We don't often get to see that often. It absolutely has awesome music, and it was a passion project for shows like the directors that have steeped in Disney history. The show needs more love, guys. The show needs more love. Parades have returned both to Disney World and Disneyland previously, but they have been a part of special ticket events, which limited capacity to the park. They weren't available to everyone who bought a regular park ticket, but Festival of Fantasy was the first parade of domestic Disney park that anyone who enters the park could see. Okay, so one has certainly hoped that when Disneyland was ready to undergo the same treatment, it needs to happen soon. We'll see the return of the Magic Happens event, which is a parade which is barely given a chance to be seen, and no longer can we wait without it. It is more than we have to be afraid of, than we may never see again. Ever considering the investment that was made to make this event happen in the first place. We might get to the point where somebody in positions of authority think it'll just be easy to just move forward. But again, that is a terrible decision, because people love parades. That is like part of what Disney is. So, we know a full parade is going to come back later to Disneyland, but they already have confirmed it to Disney World. Okay, so let me know your thoughts about that. I think that's really weird. But okay, let's keep going. We're going to talk about some other stuff. There's a lot of other stuff besides Disney World. Okay, I wanted to mention Disney World again because I hadn't talked about it since the Splash Mountain controversy, which that was like last summer. I talked about that, if you subscribers remember. Okay, so we are trying to look for stuff, guys. We are really trying to look for things. Cinema Blend could be pretty selective. So, unless you know how to navigate it, like I said, it's kind of just practice. With much practice, you can master the art of article discussions like me. Okay, so we are going to be talking about something that might spark a couple eyelashes, and this is 5 Marvel characters that Hilary Duff would be perfect to play. Okay, guys, so if you 90s and 2000s kids remember Hilary Duff, well, there's news. 5 Marvel characters she could be playing. It is pretty cool to see Hilary Duff in How I Met Your Father and Lizzie McGuire series. But again, her return to the big screen, that's a big idea, man. I don't know. But will it make an impression on superheroes? That's a really good question. Because the other comic book characters of the former younger cast members were the Casper Meets Wendy in 1998, and she's earned a chance to expand her career if she was given a chance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, guys, let me know your thoughts about this. Okay, the first choice on the list is Dazzler. Okay, as if the case was with any other Disney Channel icon, or pop singers, should I say, Hilary Duff also took up a pretty successful singing career that's poured into her acting career as well. She performed a duet with herself from the Lizzie McGuire movie in 2003. Rendition of the Leader of the Pack from NBC American Dreams the same year. She also played as a performing art student in 2004 Raising Your Voice, and Middle Eastern pop star in Dark 2008, Satire War Incorporated. Her next opportunity could combine these talents if she comes up in the upcoming X-Men reboot from Marvel Studios. The first choice we said was Dazzler. Yeah, Dazzler. Okay. So Dazzler was a character based on the pop star from X-Men. Now, what her future is really up in the air. We don't know. But again, X-Men, character-wise, she was introduced originally in the late 1970s, where Marvel had partnered with Casablanca Records to create a character like Dazzler herself. She came to be a pop star gimmick that nearly took off to mutants and X-Men, with her power of converting light and sonic energy. She was on a stage. Fans are hoping she'll have a bigger role in a future movie, but she did a lot in X-Men stories, and by casting Hilary Duff into that, it would automatically make her unmissable. Okay, next on the list is Mystique. Now, we know Mystique is played by Jennifer Lawrence, but here's another idea, guys. Hilary Duff could possibly be a new Mystique. Now, hear me out on this one. Another one of Hilary Duff's most notable movie roles was Bond Girl and James Bond in 2003, Agent Cody Banks, which didn't show up in a London set sequel. Now, again, female leads in a James Bond movie would have liked to see this opportunity off the ground, but opportunity cards, once again, lie in X-Men movie. So, countless numbers of spies in Marvel Comic Universe, several have been casted to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. One of the many who's not was Mystique. Now, she's especially good at her job, able to change her appearance to anyone she wants. So with Hilary Duff in this role, she would not only receive the ultimate experience of playing a spy, but she would also be able to play one of Marvel's beloved complex characters. Next on the list is Sharon Rogers. You remember in the 90s how Sharon Rogers was in like every Captain America book in 1990? Well, yeah, Sharon Rogers, yeah. So Sharon Rogers, in retrospect, because Jennifer Lawrence wasn't so vocal about Mystique's makeup, which kind of sucked because, you know, with Jennifer Lawrence and her extensive makeup process and having to paint her blue and all that stuff, and then people masturbating over her, it's fucking messed up, man. It's messed up. So I could easily understand why Hilary Duff would not want to do that. So the next choice is Sharon Rogers. Now, again, Sharon Rogers, like I said, was in 1990s Captain America comic books. Now, if you remember that, then kudos to you. You could pat yourself on the motherfucking back. But this requires less maintenance, because Sharon Rogers is a more casual ground-level character that could reach into the wide reach of the multiverse, because the multiverse of madness has opened up doors to new heroes. Now, in an alternate reality known in the comics as Earth 415, which is taking place in continuity of Earth 616, if you don't know that, then you're really living under a rock. Steve Rogers never got trapped under the ice. Instead, he got to marry Peggy Carter, similar to how it happened in Endgame. Together they had a daughter named Sharon, who one day became to succeed her father as the new Captain America. After Marvel Studios have teased this idea of a female Cap from Disney's What If, doing Captain Carter, now bringing the concept to live action sounds like a good idea. And casting Hilary Duff as a badass warrior would be a dazzling sight to see. Okay. Next on the list is Crystal. You know Crystal from the Inhumans. Yeah, the Inhumans. You know how terrible that show was, the Inhumans? Man, that was a really big fail. But okay, the credit to Hilary Duff's resume, you would know she was on an episode of Dora the Explorer. Yep, she was. Don't believe me, Google it. She was voiced a character on there as well. And also, she sounds like the Nickelodeon's answer to Elsa from Frozen. But she really just is a spoiled witch girl who steals every pair of ice skates from a snow forest. So she could skate all on by herself and not even have to share with no one. Now, well, if you were me signing up to play something with ice in their name, I'd have hoped for a character that had some ice-based powers. Now, to make up this disappointment, I do assume that Hilary Duff might have it over the animated character lack of freezing abilities. But how about a Marvel character that has different other abilities? Crystal. Now, I am aware Crystal is already a character on the crucially panned, terrible Inhuman TV show done by ABC, but the likelihood of this can be slim. Okay, next on the list is Tigra. Now, another popular character from the Avengers, you remember Tigra. Now, another one of Hilary Duff's less recognizable roles comes from the infamous direct-to-DVD food fight. Considered to be crudely animated compared to the more family-friendly 2012 prototype to Sausage Party. However, inexplicit, She does not play a grocery item, but has some strange half-cat, half-human hybrid named Sunshine Goodness. Who is this love interest of Charlie Sheen's canine hero, Dex Detective? No, I swear, I am not making this shit up. It is real. So anyway, I think a fun way to reference or retcon to make this obscure moment from Hilary Duff's career stand out is a half-cat, half-human hybrid in a Marvel movie. The feline askew hero is a great idea, otherwise known as Tigra. The former fashion model turned into an Avenger and was saved from death and reborn with characteristics of a cat. Yeah, cat. You remember that? You read the comics back in the day and you used to see Tigra jump off a page. Man, I miss that. I actually read a little bit of some stories of Tigra. Tigra is really cool. So, you would not be surprised to learn about this alternate reality in which Hilary Duff becomes in DC movies, which is a whole different canon. Now, live-action iterations of Supergirl with Hilary Duff, man, can you imagine how weird that would be? Man, that would be really weird. But I think Marvel characters might suit her better. Okay. Because, like I said, Marvel is Disney. Disney, 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 Disney Girl. Disney Girl pop star. Get the idea? Disney Channel, teen shows. You get the feel, you know what I'm saying? You get the draw, you get the connection. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's keep going. Okay, just thought you should know that Hilary Duff is thinking about joining the Marvel Universe as a character. We don't know yet, but it's just a rumor. It's a rumor. Okay. This is interesting. The Batman's Jeffrey Wright has responded to a fan that is angry about a black actor playing Commissioner Gordon. Okay, criticism of a black Commissioner Gordon. Okay, though when Batman comes out later this year, well, it's not really late this year, it's actually coming up, Jeffrey Wright will become the late entry of line of actors to play Commissioner Gordon. Of course, the virtue of being a person of color, Wright has brought something new to the role nobody has seen before. Some people have a problem with the change of Commissioner Gordon being black. Well, if you have a problem with Commissioner Gordon being black, then get the fuck out of the USA, man. Because you have to learn to respect people of color, man. Don't be a freaking racist. Okay, so somebody on Twitter was angry, and they said something about why Commissioner Gordon was never black. Well, okay, so you can see the message from Jeffrey Wright on Twitter that was shared, of course. We think we can understand why Jeffrey Wright may want to smash a piano after this comment by this angry fan, saying, "Oh, Commissioner Gordon's not supposed to be black." Fuck you. So as much of the criticism says, casting Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon hasn't actually brought a race into it. But again, unfortunately, the sorts of things people say are pretty fucking dumb. Okay, so when the internet finds out a color person is playing a role, they get all, "Oh my god, someone in black is gonna play a character as white." Oh my god, shut the F up. But okay, so Jeffrey Wright is probably tired of hate comments, and so actors in position of this hear it all too often and they get frustrated. There is more focus to this than any other project Jeffrey Wright has coming up, which just proves to be annoying for any working actor, at least to the use of Peter Sellers' videos, indicating he's trying to keep a sense of humor about it at all. While it's certainly true that DC comic character Jim Gordon is traditionally white, well, people of color generally weren't allowed to be police commissioners. In 1930, yeah, 1930 was a pretty frickin' messed up time, yo. The reason Gordon needs to be white, and Wright knew this, was DC movies not limit themselves to one universe. This isn't really much to say because Jim Gordon we have making a criticism was even more strange. Now, in the end, Jeffrey Wright is a fantastic choice to play as Commissioner Gordon, and the reason he's a great actor. Now, Batman has a remarkable cast of people in the plays. He'll no doubt do the job, but what matters is that he's perhaps one of the fucking best black actors out there. He'll bring something new to the table that no Batman director or movie has ever seen before, which makes him a top choice and top-notch for a choice for a commissioner in the new Batman movie. Okay, guys, let me know your thoughts. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. Fuck. Let's keep going, yo. Let's keep going. There's tons of shit I need to figure out Cinema Blend. Okay, guys. So, okay. This is another controversy type topic. James Gunn knows that the third film in trilogy suck. Why fans should expect something different from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? James Gunn is pretty confident that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 would not be as good as people would have thought. Now, as the world is watching the events of James Gunn's Suicide Squad spin-off series Peacemaker unfold from HBO Max, the filmmaker is currently in the middle of shooting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, one of the many upcoming Marvel movies in 2023. Although it could get pushed to 2024 if it's the coronavirus. Now, although the Guardians existed in Marvel Comics lore before they made their Monster Mac Universe debut, Gunn has unquestionably helped popularize them to the general public. He's now getting ready to wrap up their series, and is also aware the third film is usually where most trilogies suck. Well, that's just opinion, but okay. Though he's confident this would not happen. Okay, well, I don't know, man. But James Gunn acknowledged the bad track records of prequels often have while speaking with Deadline. He added that it's not always the case, mentioning that after the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, this being the last time to get the team together, Gunn has shared the following teases of what he could expect of his movie. It's big, it's so big and dark and different from what people might be expecting to see. Okay, James Gunn also said he wants to be true to their characters and give people the wrap-up they deserve for the story. Originally, this plan was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 comes out in 2020, but it was on hiatus because Gunn was fired by Disney, then rehired again, and because of coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic. Although now he's brought back again to Warner Brothers to reboot the Suicide Squad, and then later the Peacemaker series. Now Volume 3 is now in development, and again, audiences will have to wait until 2023, probably, unless there's another delay. That'd be really fucking bad. Until we see Gunn specifically mean his movie being big, dark, and different. Okay, so when we last left off with Guardians of the Galaxy was in Avengers Endgame. They've departed Earth with Thor coming along for a ride, and Peter Quill, Star-Lord, specifically intent on finding the time-displaced Gamora. Luckily for fans of this Marvel team, they won't have to wait until Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 to reunite most of them. Star-Lord, Drax, Rocket, Groot, Mantis, Nebula, and their ally Kraglin would all appear beforehand with Thor Love and Thunder. Gunn has consulted with Tiki Watiti on how those characters are getting used. Understandably, James Gunn and Marvel Studios are keeping tight lips about right around the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 plot. But again, in addition to all the main protagonists returning, we also reunite with Sylvester Stallone's character, a powerful Ravager who is introduced in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Volume 3 would also feature an introduction of Adam Warlock. He's been teased for many years now, and is one of Volume 2's end credit scenes. Additionally, there is some other cast that are undefined to be in the powerful complex movie as well. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is supposed to hit on May 5th of 2023. Until then, you can stream the other two movies on Disney+. Okay, guys, and if you finish those two movies, then go back and watch Infinity War, and go back and watch Endgame, because those also had the Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So, okay, guys. So, let's talk about another thing. We're talking about one more thing, guys. One more thing, I swear. I'm going to do one more thing. Okay, so, one more thing, I swear. One more thing. Okay, we are going to talk about... Okay. Is there a possibility of a Peacemaker Season 2? And another possible project in the works. Okay, good news for James Gunn, people. Now, if you haven't watched the James Gunn Peacemaker series on HBO Max, you're really missing out, guys, because you need to go see it. Again, there is some total unexpected character developments by award-worthy performance of John Cena in the lead role. Peacemaker came across as a simple-minded, bloodthirsty caveman from the Suicide Squad. Cena and Gunn have used extra time for the television series efforts to really break down his character, exploring dad issues and fitting him in a team of misfits, also setting up a Ryviden alien invasion plotline. Now, unlikely anything we expect to see, that James Gunn thinks he can do more. When we spoke to James Gunn on behalf of Peacemaker, we asked him if we thought a second season was in the cards. So far, to begin mapping out where we can take him, he said to Cinema Blend, "I'm not mapping out a second season yet, but I think about it a lot, and we think about it a lot, and we talk about it a lot, but I think John and I are both thinking that we can figure something out and everything out correctly. We'll have to see what happens, but we're into it. We want to do it." Okay. Talks are progressing with a Peacemaker Season 2. We don't know yet, because James Gunn told Deadline on January the 28th, which is a couple days ago, the release of the 5th episode from this season. There is a really good chance of this. We're the biggest show in the world right now, he said. So granted, this statement are relying of metrics we are not privy to, there are tools that do measure the popularity of a stream service in their program. Those tools indicate if John Cena's Peacemaker is packing in quite an audience. The show trended on social media for positive reasons, mostly, after new episode have dropped and the story Gunn has whipped up for Peacemaker has been crazy and unpredictable. Okay, guys. In fact, he opened up the Deadline Hero Nation, which is another page you could follow. He also teased an additional series is in the works. He did not really elaborate, though, but here we go again. We're working on something else again. Another TV show that's connected to this universe, I can't quite say, is connected to this universe. I don't think it will be the same genre as Peacemaker. It won't be as much of a comedy as Peacemaker, but it would be in the same universe. Well, that makes us up to speculate who is going to be the next show, which leaves us to speculate that James Gunn's Suicide Squad suddenly has offered a slew of interesting characters that could get explored. Multi-episode HBO Max series Ratcatcher 2, or David Dastmalchian's Polka Dot Man, or a Harley Quinn with Margot Robbie. Given how eager DC and HBO Max were to latch onto Gunn's wagon, once he pitched those ideas, followed by shows, we expect they'll be ready in their arms after he checks out of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And is prepared to get a colorful, crazy DC universe, guys. Peacemaker ranks as one of the very, very best HBO Max shows right now. You can see it right now on your HBO Max app. And we're certain Season 2 would just be as wild, if that happens at all. So subscribe to that service while the rates are still low. Here is hoping Gunn gets a chance to pull this off. Okay, guys, this is it. This is it for late night videos. This is another wrap for late night videos. So again, guys, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts, and you have an awesome, 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 awesome day. I'll see you guys around later. See ya. Bye!